We're here at Barralaba Central where the rehabilitation is nearing its final stages. Barralaba Central is a legacy project. Mining finished here around 10 years ago. The final void has been filled. The final landform has been established. Topsoil that was stripped in the early days of mining has been brought back across and spread. Some soil has been ameliorated with gypsum, and then seeds have been spread, some fertiliser applied, and have capitalised on the early season rains, and now we've got good strike with the initial Japanese millet. It's coming up on 1 year since we finished seeding this 200 hectares of land. So it's well on its way to returning to its post-mining land use of cattle grazing. The cover crop that came up initially, the millet, it died off, provided really good ground cover, and now the species that'll be here longer term, the panic, the Rhodes grass, the creeping bluegrass, are starting to dominate, and it's turning out really nicely. We've been really lucky with the frequency of the rainfall. We've just been getting enough at the right times to keep the grasses establishing really nicely. The next phase for us here is to monitor the rehab. We'll start an annual monitoring program and start building a data set to look at trends to make sure it's heading towards its final land use of grazing. If there's any corrective actions identified, we'll rectify those. The rehab monitoring program will be crucial to informing us of any works that need to take place. But yeah, for the most part, there won't be much for us to do here now. All of the drainage structures that we've built and designed are performing well, so we don't foresee too much remedial works being required here. There will be one part of Central Pit that remains open, the final void. At the moment, that holds our water, the majority of water on site that we use for dust suppression. As Barralaba North moves further north, opportunities may arise there to store more water. We won't rush putting the cattle in here. We want to make sure the land can sustain cattle grazing into the future. So we'll monitor in the next few months and continue to monitor in the years ahead. But if we get a few good seasons, we should be able to sustain light cattle grazing in about 3 years' time. This area is very close to being done. Obviously, we'll keep monitoring it right through until the point of it returning to cattle grazing and ultimately being relinquished to a landholder. The focus for active rehabilitation now moves to Barralaba North, where the mining activities are occurring, and we'll look to closely follow where the mining is taking place to make sure we're rehabbing about what we disturb each year and keep the active footprint about the same every year. Now, if we're disturbing 20, 40 hectares a year, we'll look to do that same amount of rehab right behind us.